I am genuinely forcing myself into doing this today because I didn't want to talk about it. I don't want to even think about it. It's ridiculous. Um, so United have lost 2-0 away at Wolves, a team who are below us, who are a team who've been playing absolutely poor under Gary O'Neill. Suddenly gain a new manager and have decided they're going to turn up, which is a worry for United, bearing in mind we are in near enough relegation form. It's such a good thing that City are playing so badly because it seems to have taken a shine off United. Um, they didn't play great. They didn't play well. They didn't fight. I've looked at some of the stats, and the one that's getting to me a bit more, and it was showing in what's classed as the eye test, basically when you're watching the game and how you feel when you're watching the game from a fan's perspective. There's just no determination in them. There's no fight. There's no want and desire, and there's no give. I don't think any player, bar one or two, have done well in like the dual stats. Most of which are in the bin. And I'm thinking of like some of the key players in this side. Like the midfield just got horrendously overrun, especially in the second half. It felt like they were struggling massively, and they're probably the two best players to play the formation that we're playing. The person I feel like that we're missing the most in this kind of recent couple of games is Matthias de Ligt, because I feel like he gives that kind of good leadership, that solidity in this three at the back formation as the central defender. Lenny Euro didn't have a good game today. Maguire was, I don't think Maguire did anything realistically that was quality in a sense. Neither did Martinez. Onana was beaten for the first goal off a corner, straight from a corner again. I know it was Bayern last time and he was held. This time it's two attackers, just basically crowding out Onana, and he's gone to jump for it and then just missed it. Now, I hate zonal marking for corners. I hate it. It's ridiculous. How you can do zonal marking for a corner system, I don't know. Man mark is so much better for me. Just get your players on the play and shove them out of the way. Get them away from your goalkeeper. It doesn't help that Onana's missed the ball, but he's basically been given that kind of against him because the other players around him. He's had to take the chance, and he's not got it right. Obviously, the second goal's come after a massive amount of pressing from United, but there was not really a time where I thought a goal was coming. I've looked at the goals this season in terms of how many we've scored. We've scored 21 goals this season. This is our 18th game in the Premier League, and 21 goals have been scored. That's not anywhere near good enough. It's just not good enough. And the desire of them is just not good enough. I feel like they're not Manchester United. They're like, I don't know, Stretford United, Salford United, something else. It doesn't sit right. Because you've got all this stuff happening with the team. You've got Rashford wanting to leave, basically out the door. Casemiro seems like he wants to go, although he did get minutes today. And then you're looking at the players that are seemingly staying, and they don't have the quality of a Manchester United. And I get that Manchester United now are not the Manchester United of old, and I get that completely. But you can look at players in that Wolves side, and I'm picking 3 or 4 players, and I'm thinking, you would improve our squad. Your likes of your Mateus Cunha, your 8 Noris, the two Gomez's, they've all played really well. And I think they improve our squad. And that's a problem in this sort of situation. And that's what's worrying me. This is relegation form. And again, it's not the same as City, but City built a kind of a starting block for themselves that allowed them to have this kind of battered run. And they're still in the top half. And they've won one game since the start of November. And it's ridiculous, man. I was so buzzing after the back of the City win in the derby, where I thought, let's go, let's crack on now, let's do this. You've done something here. Beaten your rivals. I know they're not in the greatest of form either, but beating them should have been a catalyst. And it's just not gone that way. We've lost every game since. We lost away at Tottenham, we lost at home to Bournemouth, and we've lost away at Wolves. And it's just not good enough. And now I'm looking over our shoulder in terms of who's below us, because there are 2 or 3 teams now who have improved in how they're playing. The likes of Everton, for example, and Wolves have got a couple of wins on their belts now. And I think Leicester have got a couple of wins recently with their new man, with Ruud in charge. They're all looking better. And it's worrying now because United don't look better under Amorim than they did under Ten Hag. And it's not... The blame doesn't fall directly on the manager for this because it's individual errors. And I think it's quality. Quality of players that are just not good enough. I could pick through this side and pick out probably a better player for each position in the league, and it would be realistic to get them. And it's like, that's bad. That's really bad. And it's worrying because the next game is Newcastle on Monday night. That's going to be one hell of a game in terms of for United because they're not... Newcastle are playing well. Well, they played well today, definitely. I think they won the previous game as well. So they're 2 on the bounce now, if I remember rightly. Then it's Liverpool, who are steamrolling towards a Premier League title. And it's worrying, man. It's very worrying. The new year best to bring something good for us, I hope. Because sitting in the lower half of the table, in nearly the bottom quarter, is not where I want to see Manchester United. And a relegation battle is definitely not what we want. I do think that they need to stick the course. I think they need to have a turnaround of some kind in January. Maybe get a couple of players out if they can, and bring a couple in that will suit the squad, that will help the squad, and then crack on from there. Maybe, I'll admit, maybe going out of the League Cup will be a blessing. Maybe going out of the FA Cup will be too, just so we can focus and get some focus on getting up this league. Because at the looks of it now, with the European places, it's looking like 5, and that's a lifeline. But you need to get the run of wins together, and just not happening. It's just not happening for United. They are so inconsistent, it's unreal, and there's just no... The only consistency we have is that I don't believe in the forward line. I don't believe there's not a 20 goal a season player in that forward line. Not from Højlund, not from Xerxes. Fernandes, maybe. I don't think Ahmad's going to give one. Garnacho's not going to give us one. Rashford's out the door. You know what I mean? There's no 20 goal season player there. And I know there's been a bit of a rant, and I'm looking at the time. It's been a long while I've done this, and it's just... This might be the worst of it, and I hope it is, because if it gets any worse, we could be in serious trouble. What do you guys know? What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Until next time. Take care.